But again, my name is Rob Costello. I'm one of the deans at Bellingham Technical College. We typically have 3 deans. We have about 34 programs, so we divide things up. I have about 10 full-time programs and several shorter certificate programs that I oversee. My division is called Trades and Technology. My background is as an electrician. I moved then into instruction and now into administration. But I oversee the electrician program, the welding program, automotive programs, heating, ventilating, air conditioning programs, those types of skilled trades-oriented programs, including this, which is our electromechanical technology program. The electromechanical technology program, our EM Tech program, has been down here, housed in this facility since it would have been the fall of 2009, just as this space was being completed. In fact, 2 weeks before the fall quarter started, this was an empty space, and our instructor at that time and our facilities people worked very hard to get something in here so that we could start classes. And it's been a great space, so we've been really excited about it. We have about 24 full-time students at any one time enrolled in the EM Tech program. Right now, the reason the students aren't here is that this group of students is just finishing. They started in fall of '09. This is their last quarter of a 2-year program. Some are on internship, and so they're out in industry working their final internship. Some are working on the capstone project, which is a project which will pull in all the variety of different concepts that they've learned in the program, including hydraulics and pneumatics, electrical control and automation, and into a variety of different projects, some of which are here on these benches, some of which are being built up on the mezzanine depending on the individual students. But the classes here have been held in the afternoon. The EM Tech program was originally built as a flexible scheduling program. Some of it was hybrid delivery so that it could meet people who may have a job during the day. They would then come to the class in the afternoon or online. So, but that's why it's a little bit quiet in here right now. It is typically busier than this during the day. So, so the EM Tech program has been housed down here now. This is the end of the 2nd academic year. It was originally put into this space because it is a cross-disciplinary program. This was envisioned as a cross-disciplinary lab originally to help with training directed more directly connected with the marine trades industry. This EM Tech program has a broad focus and was a pretty good fit in that. So that's our primary use of this space, is for that program. That program that's seen as a transitional situation. This program may eventually move up onto campus. There's a lot of advantage to having it up there. And we have some ideas of what we'd like to do here in the future. Before I talk about the future, though, I'd like to talk about a couple other things that we've done here. In addition to the program, we've also provided trainings for industry. We have strong ties to industry at the college. Our connections to local industry is what make us relevant. It's how we deliver workforce education to meet the needs of the employers in the region. The banner on this wall are some of our industry partners who contributed to the equipping of this lab and support the EM Tech program, either through donation or in-kind donation, or by serving on the advisory committees. We have over 300, somewhere close to 400 participants from local industries that serve on all of our advisory committees. So that's how we maintain our strong connections to the industries and employers in this region. Part of that also is delivering customized training for employers. We are sometimes approached by employers who may need, say, for their office workers to learn the most recent version of Windows, may need some brush up on their skills in using Excel. We also have employers who approach us who want their aluminum welders to develop new skills. Their engineers and welders may need to take a blueprint course so that be sure that they're both talking the same language when they're talking about their engineering or blueprints, drawings that they both would need to work with. So we offer a variety of different contract trainings and individualized employment trainings. One of our more successful models, or more successful programs, was delivering pre-employment training for Heath Techna, which is a local aerospace company. We've expanded greatly over the last 6 months to a year and has plans to continue that expansion. They've added hundreds of people to their production floor. They get a lot of their employees through local temporary employment agencies. And so Heath Techna approached the Northwest Workforce Council saying they would like to raise the level of of employee they see coming in, give the employees some idea of what it is that they will be getting into when they get on the production floor, so they're not starting out cold. They were hoping to raise their retention. They have a lot of turnover as they pull in these temporary employees. They come in, they find out it's not what they want to do. They then leave in a very short time. So to improve those kinds of things, retention rate and preparedness for starting, we developed a pre-employment training that we have been offering since June, this past June, and is continuing to go. I think June again is our last, will be our last cycle of classes. We've put hundreds of, I think somewhere about 400 students or trainees through that program. It's raised their retention rate by about 20%, whereas they were, I think, they had something like a 60% retention. They raised that to closer to an 80% retention. So they've seen a raise in retention. They're very satisfied that these employees are now coming onto the floor better prepared for what they're going into, can start out not at ground zero but moving into it. So that's some of the uses that we've had. What we're looking for in the future, this EM Tech program in the long term is projected to move back up on the campus. And there's been discussion about what we'll put into here in this space. We've talked a lot about renewable energy, some of the things that we're doing as far as enhancing our credentials and degree programs with emerging technologies in renewable energy areas and sustainability skill sets. We have talked about developing a new advanced renewable energy lab. It may be that that would be located here as a resource for some, probably most of our programs, so that they can schedule time down here, work on simulations around wind and solar, develop individual certificates to add on to our degree programs. And in that direction, some of the other things that we're doing, I guess, that would fall into that. We recently won a USDA grant in conjunction with Washington State University to develop an anaerobic digestion technician certificate. And I bring that up because it's an example of our philosophy at the Technical College of how we're approaching these emerging technologies. We see that technician certificate as an add-on to our existing degree programs. There have been some colleges and some programs developed around just a general concept of renewable energy or about a specific technology. We feel that it's more appropriate that we take our existing degrees, and so that we're preparing students with for existing jobs and existing occupations with existing skill sets, and then enhance them, allow them the opportunity to enhance those skill sets. So as jobs that may not exist now emerge in these industries, they'll be positioned to move into those areas rather than coming to the college, getting a degree in renewable energy and finding out that it doesn't lead to any real meaningful employment at this time. So, so our approach has been essentially to add and enhance our skill sets with those types of technologies and certificates. So some of the ideas that we're thinking about down here, we have a biodiesel refining, a small installation that we've talked about down here that would fit well with some of the biofuel research that Western's doing. Our role, of course, is to train the skilled workforce that would be necessary to support some of these industries as they expand. Western's role would be, of course, on the research end of things to move some of these into commercializable and new industry startups for which we could then educate our students to provide that skilled workforce. We also have a certain level of excitement. I've talked with John Seacrest at the IRC about trying to build some excitement around entrepreneurship. We have probably a good solid core of students who would be interested in that type of thing. We could certainly hope that we can bring them down here and interface both with Western and with the IRC and see what we could build in that direction, so that some of these industries we talk about, and there's all kinds of rosy predictions about how they're going to expand, we can help to accelerate that process and find employment for our students and opportunities for them to move forward. So, other than that, if you'd like to take a look around, feel free. I'm not exactly, I can't explain a lot of the things that are going on down here, and the instructor is not down here right now. But if you have any other questions, I'll be here and be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Thanks for your time and thanks for being here today.
Yeah. Thanks.
Absolutely.
Question?
Sure. In this program is designed primarily for, I would say, positions that have been traditional millwrights, industrial electricians.